Good morning everyone, happy Monday. Today I'm going to be starting a week in my life video. So you guys saw Sierra's probably last week, and so this week I'm going to be doing mine. It is currently week 7 of our clinicals out of 9. So this may or may not be the last one you guys see of our final clinical rotations. I'm not sure what we have planned for videos after this one up until getting through graduation, but just to kind of catch you guys up. So I was actually planning on working out this morning. I've got my bag and stuff packed and everything, and I've usually been trying to do working out Monday, Wednesday, Friday-ish during the week. But I just had kind of like a hard time falling asleep last night, and so I decided to just let myself sleep in a little bit more, and I might still bring a change of clothes to see if I want to work out after I get off work, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how realistic that is either, just because I usually get off at like 4:30, so I just don't know if I'm gonna be wanting to do that. So I might just maybe I'll work out tomorrow morning or something, I don't know. But I will bring clothes just in case. So basically what I've been doing for breakfast when I haven't been getting Starbucks is toast recently and just like hot chocolate. But I don't really want that, so it might just be another Starbucks morning, which is like eventually the habit has to stop, I understand. But like motivation and just like everything has been like so low recently that that's like just one of the few things that like makes me happy in the morning. I don't know, that sounds like worse than it is and more sad than it needs to be, but yeah, I keep justifying it. So I figured I would just kind of talk about acute care PT just in case you guys aren't familiar with what exactly the setting looks like, and just talk about what I've been doing typically day to day. So acute care PT is in the hospital, and it's when people get admitted to the hospital, and then doctors will typically order PT for patients if they want to have any input on discharge recommendations, or if the person is having difficulty getting up and getting around. It's also helpful for physical therapists to work with patients who are, again, just like a little bit harder to get up out of bed and walking with, and so PTs can give recommendations to nursing staff on, this is what we'd recommend for getting them up, have one person or 2 people, or using this special equipment to get them up out of bed. So I am typically, my CI primarily is on a cardiopulmonary floor, so usually the diagnoses that we're working with are people who maybe have like COPD and have like they're desatting, so they come into the hospital because they have shortness of breath and stuff like that, and so usually they'll get put on supplemental oxygen, and then like they'll slowly wean them off as they like start returning to their baseline. So there's that. There's people who have like exacerbations if they have like heart failure and like they have an acute thing where it gets worse, then they'll come into the hospital. And then there's obviously like just a bunch of other different diagnoses that come in as well. I've been doing most evals now that come in since I'm on week 7 of 9. If some patients are, basically what happens right now is for patients that are low to moderate complexity, my CI has been either like right outside the room or like at the nurse's station. And then like I will get her if I need help, and I've been getting my own phone recently where I can call the nurses myself and see if the patients are ready to or okay to work with. I'm basically doing most of the documentation now. My CI also does some patients in the ICU if they're appropriate to see, and so I have sometimes kind of been like not as sure what to do with those patients, but one of my goals starting this week was to like start taking more of a lead on them as well. So typically I would say we see like 6 to 8 patients a day, or sometimes like it takes me a little while still to document. So sometimes if we go back around lunch and I'm working on stuff, my CI might go see like another patient or something if she wants to like get another person in that I probably would not have. So yeah, it's been good so far, but I really am trying to work on getting faster documentation because like we use Epic, so a lot of it is kind of like you are given this like flow sheet that you can fill out, but like it still just like takes me longer than I feel like it should to fill them out. So still working on that. originally planning on wearing this morning to go work out. I'm gonna put them in here. We'll bring the gym bag. We'll see what after work brings me. Here is the outfit for the day. I'm wearing my Figs scrubs. So, and then I have like a black jacket that I got from Target that I usually wear over top because sometimes I get cold. I've got my car started, so it's warming up right now, and I'm gonna do my order ahead for my Starbucks so I can have that ready when I get there to pick it up. My typical order is a strawberry acai refresher and a chocolate croissant. This week is also Thanksgiving on Thursday, so which is exciting. I like Thanksgiving, but Sierra and I are both working because when our grandpa passed away, we took 6 days off of our clinicals, and we were told we have to make 3 of them up. So I've worked one Saturday, Sierra's worked 2 days over the weekend so far. We're both doing Thanksgiving, which we would have normally had off, but we're just doing that as one of the makeup days. And then I'm doing one other Saturday, like next weekend, to do my last day. I honestly, like, I don't really mind that I'm gonna be working Thanksgiving. I can still go to my grandma's house and do Thanksgiving dinner that night. And I've been told by most of the people that are working on Thanksgiving that will likely get done earlier. So it's not all bad because then it's just like a normal 5-day work week and one of the days is hopefully a little shorter. So that's my plan. Sierra's also maybe possibly going to be coming back, just depending on how long her work day is on Thanksgiving, because she was kind of thinking that it might be short. So last night Sierra also finished editing, not last night, but like yesterday, Sierra finished editing her weekend highlights video, and so I'll be the one that usually like watches that video just to make sure there's like nothing that she needs to like fix. And I always really like doing that because I'm not with her during the week when she's recording that, so I kind of get to like see what she was up to during the week. And it's not like she did anything crazy. Like, to be honest, my week's probably gonna look kind of the same, but like her one night where she like went to like a movie, I'm just like, I really have not been great at like finishing work and then like doing something else. Like, I guess I've been hanging out with family a lot, and I don't need to. Like, I'm usually like pretty much just a homebody, so that's fine. But it's winter and it gets dark super early, so like I don't really know what it is that like I would do. But anyways, I was gonna just tell you guys my to-do list from when I get off work today. So working out, which I was supposed to, you know, do this morning, but whatever, we'll try and aim for after work. And then I was going to get myself to hopefully finish doing the different tables and figures that need to go into my case report, so that can be done finally. Not my whole case report, I still have to edit and stuff, but like those graphs and figures need to get put in. And then my last thing was that I might continue watching Dead to Me because I've only watched the first episode of the new season, so. I got some Christmas tunes going on my way to work this morning, hopeful that puts me in a good mood. I feel like I should also touch briefly on like what I was talking about earlier in the kitchen, because I feel like I didn't make that super clear. Just like with me saying that I was like just not like in a great headspace, or I don't even know what I said earlier. But we have 3 weeks left of our clinical, and then after that we have a week where we are presenting our case reports and then doing graduation, and then after that we are done with our program, and then we do our board exam end of January. And I just am so looking forward to having that like month off essentially, to like where the only thing I have to do is like study boards and like not have a job or clinical that I'm going to every single day, just because I feel like my grief has been okay on a day-to-day basis, but it is kind of hard where like our clinical we can only miss like so much, or like we don't have a whole lot of say of our schedule. And then like going through that, we had like 6 days where we missed, and I know they're only making us make up 3 days, but it's still just kind of like having to go through all of that and then having to like make days up on top of what I'm already doing, just like finish off my clinical normally, is like not, you know, something I would have wanted to do, but I have to. Versus like, you know, our sister, she's working a job, so she obviously had more freedom in being able to say like I'm taking a day off here or whatever, and then there's no makeups. And that's also kind of like why job searching right now, seems like there's a lot going on that I've already made the decision I'm not doing any more any job searching or like actually applying for stuff until after graduation, just because I feel like I need to just like think through things first in my head and like figure out what a good plan for me is once I do start working. It is 5 o'clock. I just got off of work, so I was right. I don't really feel like going to work out, but I am going to go and just do that now so I don't have to do it tomorrow morning. Look at the sky. Anyways, today, a little bit of a longer day. Like I didn't get done until like 5 just because I did 7 patients and notes today, which is my new record. I think that 6 was what my record was at before. So I did 2 evals, 5 treatments. I'm just still trying to figure out how to get faster with documentation, but it's a work in progress. My CI thought that it was a good day for me today, so that's good. I really didn't have a whole lot of corrections or things to add to the notes, so it just takes me time, but I am doing a good chunk on my own, so that's good. I feel like the number of bags and things you carry when you have like a job and like are bringing a gym bag and just like things like that, it's not talked about enough. Like I got my lunchbox, I got a gym bag, I got my backpack that I brought for work. I honestly had a really good workout. I did legs and I just feel like I kind of did like more intense exercises. During my leg workouts, I get like a half hour in and like stretching sounds like a really good idea now. But I kind of I pushed a little bit more than that and kept my weight up on stuff. So I'm gonna rinse off and then I think I'm gonna keep dinner super simple tonight and reheat some beef ravioli that Sierra and I had for dinner last night. I also have garlic bread, so I think I'll have some of that as well. And then once I do that, I'm just gonna get situated on the couch over there, put some Monday Night Football on, and try to get the tables and figures done for my case report. Last night I also started reading It Starts With Us, which is Colleen Hoover's newer book. It's the sequel to It Ends With Us, which is one of like her most highly rated books ever. And I like that book. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars, so I can't say I did not enjoy the book, but it certainly isn't my favorite of her books. So I'm only like 30 pages into it, but I'm kind of just like, I just don't know if I'm like as interested in this storyline and these characters as I am with like some of her other characters, or I don't know if I should have picked like a different romance book instead of this one, but whatever, we'll stick with it. I'm sure it'll pick up a little bit. Usually I can still get through her books pretty quick. I'd either watch Monday Night Football or Iowa basketball is on right now. I'll start with basketball. We'll see. I feel like I'll end up changing it just because I don't care that much about basketball. Okay, doesn't this look so good? Sierra and I made it yesterday. She made one and brought it back with her. But this is cookie dough cheesecake. The recipe's from like the Hershey's cookbook that our mom has had for years. And that was going to be my contribution for Thanksgiving. So it just needs to sit back there. Although I was debating maybe making these tonight because I want that, but I can't have that. So this would be kind of a close second. It is now at 9 o'clock and I did finish the tables and figures that I wanted to get done, at least like for the most part. I'm pretty okay with how they look. I still need to do like the titles and descriptions for them, you know, slowly getting somewhere. There's still so much formatting and there's like so much still needs to be done with this, but right now it does bleed onto a 10th page with the references. Probably not gonna make the cookies just because like I want to try to go upstairs and start reading soon and I don't want to have to wait on the oven and the cookies baking, so I'm going to have some chocolate chip ice cream for my dessert and probably find a YouTube video or two to watch. And then I will go upstairs and read. So it's almost 10 o'clock, but it's time for my nighttime routine that I've been doing. So I have my heated blanket, lay it out flat, then I plug it in and turn it on, and then I go and brush my teeth and do all of that before bed stuff. so that when I come back, it's usually pretty warm. I should really probably try and like fall asleep at like 10:30 or like shortly after, so I might only read for like a half hour tonight. Tuesday. It's just before 7 o'clock and I usually like to leave around 7:15, so kind of gotta make sure I keep going with my morning. But I decided to make toast for breakfast, and then I have some hot chocolate that I usually will take with me when I'm leaving. I need to pack my lunch quick, and then otherwise I basically just need to change and brush my teeth. So I got done with work around 3:30 today, so I actually packed my laptop and my textbook with me to possibly study. I was maybe gonna go to Barnes & Noble just to kind of be somewhere that is more like good for study vibes, because sometimes I've been doing at home. I feel like I've been slacking a little bit, so I'm gonna go there, and then I'm not planning on buying any Barnes & Noble books except for I do have a gift card maybe, so we'll see. But just then I could like do something a little fun and look around at the books they have there, so. So I did like an hour and a half of studying, and then I decided that was good enough, so. And I also didn't get a book. I just did like a quick perusal of the books, and they actually had the book that I was thinking of maybe getting, except for they only had it in hardcover, and I would prefer not that. So it is 6 o'clock. I just got home from Barnes & Noble, and there's a Chick-fil-A right next to that Barnes & Noble, so I was so tempted to just pull into that drive-thru line when I was leaving, but I decided, no, I'm not gonna do that. I have the next best thing here, which is cornflake chicken. So I'm going to put my dishes and stuff away and then make that, and then while that's baking I'm going to shower, and then Disenchanted, I still have not seen that yet, and so I'm gonna put that on, I think. White syrup with the flour all the way up to the top. Is Sierra watching it right now? Tonight's dinner, cornflake chicken, broccoli, mashed potatoes. I actually haven't had this in a while since it's usually a little bit more annoying to make on my own. So I'm looking forward to this, but I have Disenchanted on. At first I thought Sierra was watching it because it was like halfway through, but she said she just started watching it last night. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna watch it. Alright, here's my verdict on the Disenchanted movie. It was pretty much exactly what I was expecting for this second movie, which is not good or bad. It was what it needed to be, where I feel like it was still kind of worth it for them to make a second movie, but it was definitely not the first one. Like, the first one was still way better. The vibes were better. I felt like the characters were more likable, because like the premise of this whole second movie is like the main character is basically like evil most of the time, and so she's not very likable. But I don't know, and I just feel like I didn't care as much about what was happening and going on, so I would still recommend it if you are if you're a fan of the Enchanted movies. I love Patrick Dempsey, so you know, I was happy to watch anyways, although he wasn't really in it for most of the middle of the movie, I felt like. But overall it was, you know, a nice, easy, enjoyable watch. Like, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10, but since I like the Enchanted movie, like the original, that still kind of like makes it better in my opinion. And for the last part of my night, I'm going to get ready for bed. My phone just fell on the floor. And I'm gonna do some more reading. I should have about an hour I can read. So I'm gonna turn my heated blanket on, and I'm gonna brush my teeth, and I already got my gym bag packed because I'm planning on working out tomorrow morning, for real this time. Well, it is 6:45 right now, so you know that means I did not get up to go work out, which, to be honest, this whole time during my clinical, other than this week, if I've said I was gonna go work out and that was my plan when I went to bed, I have never not done that. But I'm just like waking up more tired than normal right now, so I let myself sleep until right now. And you know, I'll bring stuff like I did Monday so that if I want to work out after work, then I can do that. Here is the outfit of the day, the same as basically every day. Today I'm wearing my mandala scrubs, and I'm going to order ahead on my Starbucks app before I head out. In a weird way, I'm kind of acting like today in my head, I'm like, oh, it's kind of like it's Friday because tomorrow, even though I'm working on Thanksgiving, it's supposed to be a shorter day. I don't know how much shorter, like I don't know if that means we're getting off at like noon, because I worked one Saturday where I was done at like 12:30, or I'm guessing it probably won't be that, but I'm like, maybe I'll be off at like 2 or something where it'll fly by. So in my head, I'm just like, oh, it's like Friday kind of, because tomorrow I'm just like, it's not a full day, and then by the time Thanksgiving is over, it is Friday. Alright, I'm sitting in my car. I actually got here kind of early, so I've honestly just been sitting in my car for like the last 15 minutes. I'm finishing this, and then I had some things on my to-do list yesterday that I didn't end up finishing, which was I wanted to do some content planning for our podcast and then our Megan and Sierra channel, which I didn't do last night. But I actually just went through and planned podcast ideas and Megan and Sierra videos for the rest of the year. So that's not too bad. I mean, things might change, but hey, I've done my fair share of thinking of some things so that we're not just completely scrambling. So the only thing I didn't do yesterday that I was kind of thinking I could do a little bit was I wanted to work on the TC2 video a little bit. I just got off work. It is around 4:15, so I didn't do too bad on timing today. And I'm gonna head to the gym, and I actually don't feel horrible about having to go now rather than the fact that I could have gone this morning. So I'm gonna head there, and then I'm probably gonna do much of the same of what I've been doing, which is putting something on the TV, and I need to hopefully edit my case report a little bit tonight. So this vlog is probably very exciting stuff. It's 5:45, I just got home, and I don't know what made me think of this on the way back, but when I was almost home, I suddenly remembered that last Thursday I was telling one of our old gym friends that I would be happy to meet her at practice yesterday just to like stop by and say hello, and I totally forgot about that. Like, did not even cross my mind since Thursday when we talked about it. So now I feel bad, but she didn't text me to remind me either, so I don't know. But I just texted her saying like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I completely forgot about that. So whoops. And it's funny because when I was agreeing to that on Thursday, I was like, I'm totally gonna forget if I don't remind myself somehow. And then guess who did not ever remind herself? I'm gonna rinse off, and then I'm just gonna do my leftovers from last night for dinner. But I want to reheat them in the oven so that hopefully it tastes better, because microwaving that is just not good. Also, hopefully exciting, this should, I'm thinking, happen tomorrow, but Sierra is working tomorrow. She's in Cedar Rapids, and we both are working tomorrow and Friday. I know that I'm probably gonna be done around noon or 1 tomorrow, which is a good thing. Sierra is not entirely sure. I think she's gonna be doing acute care for the day because I don't think that anyone is doing inpatient rehab tomorrow, so she's not really sure what is gonna be the deal there. She really wants to come back, and that wasn't a decision she made until kind of yesterday or the day before. I had like brought the idea up to her, and then she could either drive back tomorrow night or she could wake up early on Friday to drive back to go at work, and I'm sure she'll just decide tomorrow, but she was like, maybe we don't tell anyone and then it's just a surprise. So that's what we're doing, and she's pretty sure she's coming back no matter what, so that should be hopefully a kind of nice surprise for my family. Oh my goodness, I've been working on editing this case report. I have a bad habit of anything where I'm writing a paper. Oftentimes I find myself saving links to stuff or different things to cite, and then I just like link stuff with the mess of however I organize this stuff, and then I'm like, I will cite that later. So I just went through and I finally cited everything, because usually I'll like link stuff in one spot, and then in the actual paper I have like parentheses and I'm like, cite that, or like I'll just comment with like a link and be like, cite that later. So I just went through and like finished citing everything. The paper's not done yet. Anyways, I was going to try and start cutting some clips together for the vlog right now so that I have less to do later on in the week, so I think that I might do that. The editing did not happen. I got sidetracked by TikTok and YouTube, but I'm going to go read a little bit. It is 9:38. I don't have to wake up until like 6:30 or something tomorrow. And like I said, it's basically only a half day. So I'm like a third of the way through this book right now. And there's not a whole lot that's happening yet, but I'm still enjoying it because I always enjoy her books. So right now it's 7 o'clock and I'm going to take breakfast to go because I'm really trying to leave like now, because the PT that I'm working with today said she was going to be there at 7:30, so I'm just trying to be there around the same time as her. On the bright side, I'm not packing lunch today because I should not be there long enough to need lunch, because I'm hopefully leaving at 12:30, something like that. Alright, I just got to work, so on the bright side, there's no traffic getting here, which is nice. And it's 7:30, so I'm gonna head in, and I will talk to you guys hopefully soon. Well, it's literally 10 o'clock, and I'm out of here because we only had 4 evals we had to see because really they only were seeing people who were going to discharge today, so a lot of it was, we had 2 knee replacement patients, a posterior total hip. There's some actually post mastectomy that they give exercises to, so we saw 1 patient there, and then that was going to be it. Then we were going to actually see a treatment because we were told, okay, they were going to go home today. He had a femur fracture, but when we were going down to see him, his nurse let us know that he was leaving AMA, which is against medical advice, so we did not have to see him. So yeah, I knew it was going to be a short day, but it is 10 o'clock right now. So yeah, I'm going to head home. I might shower actually, and then I'm checking to see when Haley was going to go over to my grandma's, so I can kind of time that out to figure out when I wanted to make sure I head over there. Alright, I just got home. I actually called my dad on my way home, and originally I wasn't planning on seeing him today just because we're doing Thanksgiving/Christmas with his extended family this coming Saturday, and I thought I was going to be working a little bit longer than I did this morning, and then I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like go multiple places, and so I was kind of like, I'm for sure going to my grandma's tonight, and so we didn't really plan on doing anything with him today, but since I got off so early, I just thought I'd reach out to see if he wanted to do anything, but of course we never talked about doing anything, and so he kind of had other plans. He was gonna do lunch with his girlfriend. They were gonna make something, and so then when I sprung that on him, he was kind of like, let me call you back in an hour and I'll see if I have a plan. I think he mentioned we might just go to Starbucks and chat there for a little bit as like right before lunch, because that shouldn't shuffle things around too much, I don't think. And Starbucks is kind of our thing. It was more of our thing that we would do together when we'd come home from college, and we haven't really done it as much recently, but he threw that idea out there, and I'm not gonna turn down a strawberry refresher. So I don't know if I said this, but I'm gonna shower right now because I need to wash my hair today, so I figured I would just do that now, and then we'll see where we go from there. So my dad called me back and he decided let's just go to Starbucks and chat there for a little bit. I might see what they have that I could just eat for lunch. So this probably won't be super long, but then I'm probably just gonna come back here and I'll maybe ask if my mom's already at my grandma's house and what they're doing. I might head over there, or if I want to kill a little bit more time, I might read my book a little bit more. Vlogging this week, so okay. I didn't do anything to show that we had met up. Quick catch up on Thanksgiving. So I just sat and chatted with my dad for about an hour at Starbucks. I think I made a plan on going to my grandma's around 2:30 or 3, because I want like a little more just like chill time by myself. So I'm gonna put football on in the background, and then I'm gonna get my book and just read for a little bit. So I'm heading over to my grandma's. I have the cookies I made earlier this week, and then I'm bringing the cookie dough cheesecake that Sierra and I made on Sunday. Hopefully it tastes okay, because it was made 4 days ago. But Sierra should be here around 5, and so that should be fun. Again, that was just kind of like a last minute thing she decided on coming back for. I didn't formally show that Sierra had made it.
Did you tell them?
Yes, I did. So we just got back from our grandma's and celebrating Thanksgiving. We tried out some new crafts this year, which you guys obviously probably saw us in those clips working on them. This was a pretty viral one on TikTok, so I'm guessing I would not be surprised if you guys have seen this one. It's just like you use those Orbeez and then put little figurines in that you can find at a craft store, and then you fill it with water so it looks like everything's floating. And then you can put like a little candle on top. And Sierra made one that's like a slightly shorter version, so we need to figure out where we want to put these. Here? You got it? Look, I was holding it in my lap and I saw if you get gas, so I set it on the side. I forgot it. I don't know how much you could hear Sierra in the garage, but she spilled hers in her car, so. She's trying to clean it up right now, but we maybe just will have that one unless she can piece together her other one. Okay, Sierra, share what your plan is for tomorrow morning. I get up at 5 a.m. Then I get ready. I go get Starbucks. And then I drive 2 hours to Cedar Rapids. I work a full day. And then I drive 2 hours back. Yeah. It's actually funny though, because she was saying her last clinical that she was doing, if you watched, you know, her week in her life vlogs back then, they were quite long days. And so there were still days where she went and worked out in the morning. She was getting up at like 5 in the morning and then still was not getting home until like 6 or 7 at night. So that's basically what tomorrow is, except you're driving 2 hours each way. 5 o'clock, I'm just now getting off, but it's fine. The Iowa game is going on and we are doing horrible. It's literally 24-0 last I checked. Anyways, I should be at Haley's house probably towards the end of the third quarter. But Iowa basketball's on tonight too, so I'll probably stay and watch that as well.
I really love the job. I love those young coaches get credit like
Iowa lost, by the way, so the Iowa basketball game is still going on, so I still might run downstairs and put that on, but I decided to just come back to our house. Sierra's back as well, she's showering right now. But I just wanted to start editing this vlog so that that's pretty much done for the most part. And then at 10 o'clock we're going to go see Glass Onion. I've heard good things for the most part about it, so I've got like 2 hours to kind of get situated, and like I think that should be plenty of time to finish editing the vlog up until this point. I also brought this back down because I finished reading it yesterday, and I would say my overall thoughts, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. You can follow me on Goodreads. I don't really know how or what my username is, but if you can find me, feel free to add me on there. But I feel like if you're someone who was obsessed with It Ends With Us and Lily and Alice, then this book like probably gives you exactly what you need and are looking for in terms of like finishing out their storyline. I wasn't obsessed with those characters in the first place. I enjoyed It Ends With Us, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I need more. So this just kind of was like an okay read to me. Like it was enjoyable throughout, but it kind of felt like, what was the point? What really happened in this book? There wasn't a whole lot of plot to it, but you know, it was still an enjoyable read. I read it in like 3 days. So yeah, my next read is going to be In 5 Years, which Sierra read and I have not. She gave it 4 stars. And it's kind of a romance, but she also said it was more of like a women's fiction book. I literally don't know what any of it is about, so I don't know if I'm gonna read it or just like start reading the book. But I picked this one because it's only like 250 pages, so it's a little bit shorter, and I kind of just wanted to like get through a next book. And then after this, the next one on my reading order, because I'm actually following the reading order that I made on my phone, surprisingly. I've actually read 43 books this year. I just checked my Goodreads. My goal this year was 30. I'm at 43, which is quite good. And then after In 5 Years, the next one I have is The Younger Wife, which is kind of like a domestic thriller. Sierra's also read that. So we'll see if I stick with this order that I've been doing. Baby time. Our mom came with us, and we'll see what we think. I apologize for this horrendous lighting, but we just finished the movie, and overall, I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was very similar vibes to the original Knives Out movie, but I still like the original better. But it's kind of hard to beat, like, the original.
Is Ryan Johnson, like, that's the name of the director, right? He does a great job. I think he wrote and directed both these movies. Like, you don't see it coming. And he kind of makes it so you can't see it coming.
Yeah.
But he's good. Everything ties together.
So if you like the original, I would suggest go see
Or
this
it's
one.
on Netflix, like, in a couple weeks or something.
I know, I was kind of like, wait, is this a Netflix movie? Because, like, it had the Netflix thing before it pops up. So
you just wait.
I am also going to just end the vlog here. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below.
Is this our last week?
And I did say we'll probably do a graduation week vlog, I feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is probably the last time you're gonna see us during our clinicals, where we're vlogging. So hopefully you guys liked seeing our journey through clinicals. Obviously things have been limited other than just us sharing what we've been doing, just because I can't vlog a whole lot during my actual rotation, but it's been fun. So
with that, see you guys when we post next.